Okay, so just want to say that all of the pretenses that China is putting out are uh, parasitic. What it thinks is we have to appear like what the Western or wider world is looking for, and it's so dumb it won't figure us out as long as we keep lying. So let's call China democratic. Let's call China harmonious. Let's say that China never invades or bullies other countries. Let's say that China is a champion of social justice. Just keep saying nonsense, and anything that you can add to the propaganda against the other side, just invent it. Just say, oh, we have stable elections, unlike in America. We don't contest elections in this country. We have social security. We don't, have flash mobs running through the streets. And it's like, it's all disingenuous, satanic nonsense. What the West needs to do is get to the heart of righteousness, and then the energy patterns that support these clowns and these parasites wouldn't even exist, and they'd be turned back on themselves. They'd have to morally reform themselves, or they would be out of office. And that's even if the Chinese people didn't have much about them. Well, they might not. But at the same time, we have deeply endemic problems related to foreign races that are basically too criminal to actually be able to integrate into our society. And that also would be helped greatly by the energy patterns of the truth. Because the hypocrisy is intense. I mean, everybody is looking around saying, well, not everybody, but everybody with a big mouth is saying, and who's given a platform by Jews and their media outlets, self-defeating Judaism. You wouldn't believe how much they defeat themselves. But that's their economic system as well. So we've got all these people that have been betrayed by the Jewish economics, which is inventing money out of nowhere upon our own people, no matter how much they take Christ seriously. And then the disaffected gravitate towards Marxism, which means that basically they don't understand how simple the con is. The Wizard of Oz, Emperor's New Clothes, usury, inventing money out of nowhere con, and all the venality that it selects for, and the morality that it destroys, the morale that it defeats, and therefore it's against all economics. There's no economic reasoning to putting usury on your own people unless you actually think that the complete Satanism will never change. You have to trust them with the truth, and the truth is the heart of righteousness, the heart of reality, the morality of the Lord of all realities. Not difficult stuff, this. So the Marxist is someone who doesn't understand that. And of course the Marxist is a coward because he's a moral coward, and he's led by Luciferians who are slightly more, at least, able to maintain pretenses of morality, to produce organised systems through legislation binding us all in absolute bullshit. And so he's a coward in many ways. And what he likes to do is to pretend that the third world immigrant is some kind of disaffected romantic, and that he is therefore a mercenary against the same people who are supposedly the enemy, when they're just of an enemy mindset, okay? If you want to talk about enemies, talk about the fact that the Jews love to help all our enemies, and fake immigrants, all this kind of thing, as a way of life. And they love to open the floodgates. They're constantly trying to undermine us. It's been going on since at least the collapse of the temple in 70 AD, or something around about that time. And of course, it was destroyed by the Romans, but that's another point. They don't like us as a rule. They hate Christianity, and you know, do we believe in it, or are we going to get more to the heart of reality? Because there is the Trinity, and there's what I call the unity, or the synonymity. And it's like, I think both of them are inaccurate. If you just say, he is the Son of God, he is the example, he is the model, he's the way to the true heart of the Father, then you'd be getting somewhere. And now, if he didn't exist, he didn't exist, but that doesn't matter. And it's like, do you not realize that you attain righteousness through righteousness, whether Jesus existed or not? And if he is God, if it was the case that he is God, and he somehow dissociated himself to incarnate, to go through this process, you'd still be with God anyway. But I don't think you'd be that garish. So, you'd be with Jesus and God and on by being with God actually. So we have problems related to races that would be alleviated one way or another, or in any number of ways, by being righteous, okay, and upholding the democratic will of the people.